Listen up. Gentlemen over 60. What I'm about to reveal might fundamentally transform how you think about your vitality, your vigor, and your masculine wellness. Throughout my 3 decades of practice, I've witnessed countless men attribute their declining intimate performance to aging, genetics, or lifestyle mistakes. But what if I told you the real culprit has been sitting right there in your kitchen, hidden in plain sight? Here's the startling reality. Most men in their 6th decade and beyond are unknowingly depleting their body's ability to perform sexually every single day. Not through harmful behaviors, but through nutritional deficiencies. And this oversight is robbing them of the power, assurance, and closeness they once enjoyed. I'm Dr. Charles Bennett, a board-certified urologist specializing in masculine sexual wellness for men in their golden years. For 30 years, I've dedicated my career to helping thousands of gentlemen like yourself rediscover their strength, not just between the sheets, but in every aspect of daily living. Through extensive clinical research and countless patient success stories, I've uncovered something remarkable. You don't need another pharmaceutical solution. You don't have to accept diminishment as your destiny. The solution lies in 7 science-backed vegetables that enhance circulation, elevate natural hormone levels, and restore robust, enduring performance in men over 60. In the coming moments, I'll guide you through each one. What to consume, how it functions, and the optimal timing. Make sure you watch until the very end, because I'll disclose the single most potent vegetable to consume right before bedtime. Stay engaged, because what I'm about to share could mark the distinction between quietly fading away or confidently stepping into the finest chapter of your existence. The first vegetable is probably in your kitchen right now, and its power might astonish you. But before we explore these life-changing vegetables, if you haven't done so already, please click that subscribe button and activate notifications. I deliver genuine, practical guidance designed specifically for gentlemen over 60, and I don't want you missing what's coming next. If this topic resonates with you, simply type 1 in the comments section. If not, type 0 and share what subjects you'd prefer to explore. Your input helps me serve you better. Now, let's dive into the core message. These aren't rare superfoods or costly supplements, just authentic, everyday vegetables available at any neighborhood grocery. But when utilized correctly, they can profoundly impact circulation, hormonal equilibrium, and your capacity to perform like the man you remember being. Vegetable number 1. Beets, nature's circulation. Catalyst I'll never forget when Robert, one of my long-standing patients, entered my consultation room. This retired high school vice principal was 67 years old, dignified, self-assured, yet carrying unmistakable sadness in his expression. He leaned forward and confided, "Dr. Bennett, everything else in my world seems fine, but down below, it's like the lights have dimmed. I'm maintaining a healthy diet. I exercise daily, but when intimacy calls, my body simply won't respond the way it once did." That conversation has stayed with me because I've encountered it with hundreds of gentlemen like Robert. Men who followed all the guidelines, yet still found themselves quietly surrendering a part of their identity they'd always taken for granted. I told Robert exactly what I'm telling you now. This isn't about your age. It's about your circulation. Intimate performance fundamentally revolves around blood flow. For many men beyond 60, the challenge isn't desire, it's the delivery system. When blood cannot flow efficiently through your vessels, it simply won't reach the necessary areas with adequate volume or pressure for robust function. This is where beets become essential. Beets rank among nature's most concentrated sources of dietary nitrates. compounds your body transforms into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes and dilates your blood vessels, permitting blood to flow unrestricted. In straightforward terms, increased nitric oxide translates to enhanced circulation. And superior circulation means fuller, firmer responses. The research validates this completely. Medical studies demonstrate that dietary nitrates from beets can strengthen vascular wellness, reduce blood pressure, and facilitate better oxygen distribution throughout your entire system. For gentlemen like Robert, who prefer avoiding pharmaceutical dependency indefinitely, this represents a genuine breakthrough. But it's not merely about beets' composition. It's about how they function in the aging male physiology. As we advance in years, our bodies manufacture less nitric oxide naturally. That's one explanation why men begin experiencing weaker responses, exhaustion, or even cognitive issues. Beets help bridge that gap by providing your system with the fundamental building blocks needed to reignite that internal mechanism. I typically recommend beet juice for the quickest outcomes, approximately half a glass 3 to 4 times weekly. However, roasted or steamed beets work excellently too, particularly when paired with healthy fats like olive oil, which enhance nutrient absorption more effectively. Some gentlemen even incorporate beets into smoothies with apples or carrots, creating a powerful circulation elixir that benefits not just intimate moments, but overall daily functioning. Robert embraced the recommendation wholeheartedly. Within 6 weeks, he returned displaying a renewed sparkle in his eyes. He wasn't just experiencing improved performance, he was sleeping more soundly, moving with greater energy, even laughing more freely. He shared, "I never imagined something so straightforward could restore my sense of self." That right there embodies why I practice medicine. If you've noticed yourself declining physically or intimately, understand this. Your body still desires to function optimally. It simply needs the proper nourishment. Beets might not be glamorous or thrilling, but within that deep crimson root lies a natural formula your physiology inherently recognizes. It's not pharmaceutical. It's not trickery. It's nutrition collaborating with your biology to help you reclaim vitality one heartbeat at a time. Speaking of underappreciated vegetables with profound effects, the next selection is something a famous cartoon sailor championed, but not for the reason you'd expect. This leafy powerhouse does more than build muscle. It directly influences hormone levels and circulation. When I explain how it works in the mature male body, you'll want to add it to tonight's dinner. Vegetable number 2, spinach. The vitality leaf. When most folks think of spinach, they envision cartoon strength or childhood meals they tried avoiding. But to me, spinach represents something entirely different. I envision energy, circulation, and vitality. I think of my patient Marcus, a 73-year-old gentleman who'd recently found love again after losing his first wife. He arrived at my office wearing a smile, yet carrying quiet apprehension underneath. "Dr. Bennett," he said, "I cherish this woman. I never anticipated another chance at romance at this stage. But I'm worried. Worried I won't measure up. Worried my physical capabilities can't match what my heart desires." That confession touched me profoundly, because that anxiety of being inadequate is something countless older gentlemen carry silently. But here's what I've discovered. Frequently, the solution isn't complex. Sometimes it's as elementary as your dietary choices. Spinach stands among the most undervalued performance-enhancing foods I know. It's loaded with magnesium, which serves a crucial function in expanding blood vessels and boosting circulation. When circulation improves, so does your capability to achieve and sustain performance. Magnesium also helps maintain hormone levels, the chemical that governs masculine energy, strength, and desire. As men mature, our hormones naturally decline. But spinach helps decelerate that reduction, supporting your body's inherent hormonal balance through safe, natural means. But the benefits extend further. Spinach also provides abundant folate, a B vitamin that promotes healthy blood flow to the pelvic area. Insufficient folate levels have been connected to intimate dysfunction, especially in mature men. It also helps decrease inflammation, protect your vessels, and even support nerve wellness, all critical when you're working to rekindle intimacy. I remember telling Marcus, begin incorporating spinach into your meals. A handful here, a sautéed portion there. Nothing elaborate, just consistency. He took it seriously. He added spinach to his morning eggs, tossed it into broths, blended it into smoothies with bananas and almond milk. Nothing extreme, just small, steady steps. When he returned for follow-up 2 months later, his energy had shifted dramatically. He said, "Dr. Bennett, I feel like I'm awakening. I'm more present, more self-assured. And recently, something wonderful happened with my partner. No anxiety, no awkwardness. It simply worked, like my body remembered its purpose." That's nutrition's power. Not through crash diets or supplements with unpronounceable names, but through genuine, whole foods that communicate in your body's innate language. Spinach may not be spectacular, but it's a dynamo. A consistent dose of this leafy green sends your body a message. I still prioritize myself. I still want to live fully. I still want to love completely. If you're still doubtful, I understand. Perhaps you've attempted solutions before. Perhaps you've experienced disappointment. But authentic food doesn't deceive. It doesn't guarantee overnight transformations, but it can deliver lasting change if you grant it the time and dedication it deserves. Vegetable number 3. Garlic, the ancient performance enhancer. I'll be candid. Garlic doesn't exactly evoke romance. It's pungent. It persists. And honestly, it's not something you'd want preceding an intimate evening. But let me share a story that might permanently alter your perspective. Several years back, I treated a patient named Thomas, age 76, retired from law enforcement, still carried himself with authority. But you could sense something weighing heavily on him. He wasn't ill, he wasn't weakened, but he felt diminished. "Doctor," he said, "my mind remains keen, but my physical responses aren't what they used to be. I feel like I'm disappearing, like the man I was is slipping through my fingers." I inquired about Thomas's nutrition and daily habits, then offered a suggestion that made him laugh aloud. "Garlic." "Garlic," he chuckled. "That's what my grandmother used when I caught colds." I nodded. "Precisely. Your grandmother understood something important. What she didn't realize is that garlic might also be crucial to restoring your intimate capabilities. Garlic contains a compound called allicin. It's responsible for garlic's distinctive aroma, and it's also the source of its potency. Allicin enhances blood flow, reduces arterial deposits, and promotes healthier circulation system-wide. We're not just discussing your cardiovascular system or brain. We're talking about the very vessels that supply your intimate responses. You see, as we age, our arteries naturally stiffen. Deposits accumulate, diminishing blood flow to areas requiring it most. Garlic functions like a natural purifier, helping your vessels remain open and flexible. That's the foundation of healthy, sustained performance. Blood that moves freely without obstruction or resistance. But garlic accomplishes more than just improving circulation. It also supports hormone production. Research has revealed that garlic increases the release of luteinizing hormone, which subsequently signals your body to manufacture more of the vital hormone that fuels desire, drive, and intimate stamina. Thomas remained skeptical, but agreed to experiment. I instructed him to start modestly. Just 1 or 2 cloves of raw garlic daily, chopped and allowed to rest for 10 minutes before adding to meals. That 10-minute interval activates the allicin. It's the distinction between merely consuming garlic and letting garlic perform its magic. We also discussed timing. Garlic proves most effective when added to dinner. This way, it supports overnight vascular wellness and hormonal balance, both vital for those early morning responses men often begin losing as they age. 6 weeks later, Thomas returned to my office. This time, he was grinning before he even seated himself. "Dr. Bennett," he said, "I didn't anticipate much, but I feel rejuvenated. My energy's elevated. My partner noticed I've been more affectionate, more engaged, and last weekend, well, let's just say we didn't need entertainment to enjoy our evening together." That's what I want for every gentleman hearing this. Not merely physical function, but a spark. Something that reminds you of the man you've always been. Garlic isn't miraculous medicine. It's an instrument, a natural, powerful instrument that supports what your body already knows how to accomplish. Vegetable number 4. Celery, the hormonal restorer. There's a vegetable resting quietly in your refrigerator right now, perhaps buried beneath heavier items, perhaps overlooked. It's pale green, watery, and frankly, doesn't appear impressive. But if you're a gentleman over 60 and your energy has plummeted, your drive is diminished, and your confidence is wavering, this simple stalk might be your hidden advantage. I'm discussing celery. Now, I know your thoughts. Celery? Seriously? I get it. It's typically just a supporting player. Crunchy filler in chicken salad or something we coat with peanut butter. But the reality is, celery harbors a secret most gentlemen don't recognize. It contains compounds that may help elevate hormone levels and subtly shift your hormonal equilibrium back in your favor. Let me tell you about Kenneth. He was 65 when he consulted me. Tall, reserved, a former college basketball coach. "Dr. Bennett," he said, "I'm not the man I was. I don't wake up energized. I'm lethargic, and it's affecting how I feel in every aspect of life, including intimacy." I reviewed his laboratory results. His hormone levels were below average, though not unusual for his age. He didn't want injections or medications. "I'd prefer trying something natural first," he stated. That's when I introduced celery. Celery contains 2 powerful compounds, androstenone and androstenol. These are natural plant-based molecules that can influence how your body processes and releases hormones. They also affect how others perceive your masculinity. Yes, even how you present yourself physically. More importantly, celery is packed with vitamin K, which supports robust blood flow and cardiovascular wellness. 2 factors that matter tremendously when you're working to maintain strong performance. And here's something fascinating. Celery also contains apigenin, a natural anti-inflammatory that's been shown to boost hormone production in scientific studies. It doesn't force your body into unnatural states. Instead, it creates the internal environment where hormones can rise naturally, safely, gently, and progressively. Kenneth embraced the suggestion seriously. He added celery to his morning juice alongside apple, lemon, and ginger. He started snacking on celery sticks during afternoons instead of chips or crackers. Initially, he didn't notice dramatic changes, but around week 4, something shifted. He entered my office, sat down, and said, "Dr. Bennett, I've reclaimed my mornings. I wake with energy again. And my wife mentioned she's noticed I'm carrying myself with more confidence, if you understand my meaning." That kind of transformation doesn't occur overnight. It happens when you provide your body the signals it needs to perform what it was designed to accomplish. Vegetable number 5. Carrots. the nerve and vessel protector. If I asked you to name a vegetable that strengthens vision, you'd probably answer carrots immediately. But what if I revealed that this same bright orange root, something you've probably consumed countless times without consideration, could also help sharpen performance in an entirely different area? I'm talking about circulation, nerve function, even reproductive wellness. Carrots may not be exotic or trendy, but they've quietly earned a significant place in masculine sexual wellness. I remember a patient named Harold, 72, a retired plumber from Ohio. Hard-working gentleman, honest demeanor, hands that looked capable of fixing anything. But he arrived at my office one afternoon with vulnerability I won't forget. He told me he'd been married over 45 years and still loved his wife deeply. "We still hold hands," he said, "but when it comes to anything more intimate, I feel like my body just refuses to cooperate." His voice trembled. "I miss feeling like a complete man." That broke my heart. Not because he was broken, he wasn't, but because he had no idea how much potential still lived within him. He simply needed the right nourishment to draw it out. That's when I told him about carrots. Most people don't realize it, but carrots are rich in beta-carotene and antioxidants that help repair and protect the delicate blood vessels and nerves controlling intimate strength. Over time, oxidative stress, caused by poor nutrition, stress, aging, and inflammation, can damage these systems. Carrots help counteract that damage, restoring balance and improving function at the fundamental level. But there's more. Carrots have been linked to improved reproductive health and vitality even in mature men. And while reproduction may not be foremost in mind for most gentlemen over 60, it's not just about conception. It's about keeping your entire system healthy, active, and functioning well into your later years. Carrots also help improve circulation through their elevated levels of vitamins A and C, which support vascular integrity. And let's not overlook fiber. Carrots help manage blood sugar levels, which is incredibly important. Blood sugar fluctuations and insulin resistance are major contributors to intimate dysfunction as men mature. Keeping those levels stable helps preserve sensitivity, circulation, and hormonal wellness, all crucial to performance and pleasure. Harold took it seriously. He started eating raw carrots as afternoon snacks. He began roasting them with olive oil and garlic at dinner. Sometimes he'd juice them with apples in the morning, something easy to consume before his daily walk. Within several months, I witnessed a transformation. His energy was brighter. His tone was different. And when he told me, "We've been close again," and not just emotionally, I saw something even more important return to his face: dignity. That's what nutrition can accomplish, not in a single serving or overnight, but over time with intention. Carrots don't just support the biology of intimacy, they nourish the emotional space where confidence grows back. Vegetable number 6, asparagus, the overnight regenerator. There's something powerful about what occurs in a man's body during sleep. It's when our systems reset, hormones are manufactured, blood vessels repair, and if you're over 60, the nighttime hours determine whether your body reclaims its strength or quietly drifts further from it. That's why what you consume before bed matters more than most people comprehend. Tonight, I want to introduce you to one final vegetable that can make a profound difference. It's not fancy, it's not expensive, but it's one of the few foods I recommend specifically at night for gentlemen serious about regaining their energy, their confidence, and their performance. That vegetable is asparagus. I still remember one patient particularly well. His name was Vincent, 74 years old, a retired accountant, polite, reserved, the kind of gentleman who didn't discuss feelings often, especially not in a medical office. But one day, after we'd reviewed his laboratory work and discussed how his hormone levels were trending lower, He said quietly, "I just want to feel valuable again, like I've still got something to contribute." That stayed with me because I knew he wasn't just talking about work or household tasks. He was talking about connection, about presence, about intimacy. So I asked Vincent to try something different. Not a pharmaceutical, not a supplement, but a simple modification to his evening meal. I told him to start adding steamed asparagus to his dinner 3 nights weekly. Lightly sautéed, not overcooked, a handful of spears drizzled with olive oil, perhaps a pinch of sea salt. It seemed almost too simple, but here's what most people don't know. Asparagus is loaded with nutrients that work in harmony with your body's overnight recovery systems. Asparagus is rich in folate, which supports blood flow and nerve function. It contains glutathione, a powerful antioxidant that helps fight oxidative stress, the very kind that damages the tissues responsible for achieving and maintaining performance. And it's high in vitamin E, a nutrient strongly associated with hormone regulation and natural production. But the real magic of asparagus is how it supports the masculine body after dark. Most hormone production occurs during sleep, especially in the early morning hours. If your body isn't receiving the nutrients it needs during evening hours, that hormonal wave can flatten. And that's often the silent beginning of reduced desire, fatigue, and the kind of slow decline that leaves many men wondering where their vitality went. When Vincent returned for his follow-up, I noticed it before he even sat down. There was more color in his complexion, a quiet confidence in his posture. He told me, "Dr. Bennett, I've been sleeping better, waking up more ready, not just physically for intimacy, but mentally for life. It's like something's been replenished. That's the goal. Not just stronger responses, but a stronger life." Vegetable number 7. Tomatoes. The circulation guardian. Here's a vegetable most gentlemen don't associate with masculine wellness, yet it deserves a prominent place on this list. Tomatoes, particularly when cooked, contain lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that protects blood vessel walls and supports healthy circulation to all areas of the body, including those most critical for intimate function. Research has shown that lycopene can improve vascular flexibility and reduce inflammation that often impairs performance in mature men. When you cook tomatoes in olive oil, the lycopene becomes even more bioavailable, meaning your body absorbs it more effectively. I had a patient named Edward, 69, who struggled with declining performance despite trying various supplements. When I suggested adding cooked tomatoes to his diet 4 times weekly, he was skeptical but willing. Within 2 months, he reported noticeable improvements not just in intimate moments, but in overall energy and morning vitality. The beauty of tomatoes is their versatility: sauces, soups, roasted dishes, making them easy to incorporate regularly without monotony. If you've made it this far, I want to address you directly, not as a physician, but as someone who's witnessed what aging can do to a gentleman's spirit and what proper choices can do to restore it. You've just discovered 7 powerful vegetables. Not pharmaceuticals, not fads, not gimmicks, just food. Real, whole, accessible nutrition. Each one playing a unique role in helping men over 60 reclaim something they believed was permanently lost. We started with beets, that deep crimson root that supercharges circulation and helps your arteries open wide again. Then spinach, a leafy powerhouse that works on hormones, energy, and vitality. Garlic surprised many. Nature's repair kit that reduces arterial deposits and gently supports hormone levels. Celery, the quiet transformer that restores hormonal confidence. Carrots, sweet and familiar, defending blood vessels and nerves from time's wear. Asparagus, the overnight regenerator supporting hormone production while you sleep, and tomatoes, the circulation guardian protecting your vascular system. Now here's where I want to speak to your heart. Perhaps you're feeling hopeful right now, or perhaps you remain skeptical. That's acceptable. I know this isn't simple. You've been told for years that decline is unavoidable, that this is simply part of aging. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be. I've spent 30 years helping gentlemen rewrite the narrative of what aging looks like. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s reverse their trajectory. Not because they purchased the latest supplement or followed some rigid regimen, but because they made small, consistent choices that honored their body's natural ability to heal, rebuild, and thrive. You don't need to implement everything simultaneously. You just need to begin. Start with one modification. Add beets to your breakfast smoothie. Throw a handful of spinach in your eggs. Dice a clove of garlic at dinner. Choose one vegetable, one action, one day, and let that be the beginning of something new. Because this isn't just about intimacy. It's about identity. It's about feeling valuable, desired, alive. It's about being fully present in your relationships, not as a man who's fading, but as a gentleman who still has tremendous value to offer. Your body hasn't abandoned you. It's simply waiting for you to provide what it's been missing. These 7 vegetables, they're not just ingredients, they're tools. And what you build with them could be the most rewarding chapter of your life. So now, the next step is yours. And I genuinely hope you take it. Not for me, for yourself. Because you're not finished yet. You're just beginning. If this message spoke to you, if even one part resonated, made you feel seen, understood, or inspired, please give this video a like. It helps more gentlemen like yourself discover this information when they need it most. If you know a friend, brother, or father who might benefit from hearing this, share it with them. You never know the difference one conversation can make. I'd also love to hear from you personally. Drop a comment below and tell me which of the 7 vegetables you're going to try first, or what part of this video resonated most deeply. Your journey doesn't end here. It begins here. Let's take this next step together. Disclaimer: this content is for general knowledge only. It does not replace evaluation by a specialized professional. If you have questions or symptoms, consult your healthcare provider.